Okay, here I am. I just got done with this solder, and I soldered in two new 2200 microfarad 16 volt capacitors into my Samsung 40-inch TV. It's one of the ones that has the popular problem where they put the 10 volt capacitors in there which blow out. I took my TV apart, and actually both of my 10 volts were blown out, and the TV didn't turn on at all. For about the last year or so, almost at least, maybe, the TV would take longer and longer to turn on. Eventually the final capacitor finally blew, and so they were both out. TV didn't turn on at all. I went down to Centennial Electronics in Colorado Springs. I got got a new soldering iron and some solder, and got the capacitors I needed, and came home, and I already had the TV apart. I already had the old capacitors out, so I used my my piece of crap battery powered solder to get the old one out. It didn't get hot enough to really melt the old solder very well, so it took a long time to get the old capacitors out, but I went and got a new one. It's a plug-in one that gets much hotter, and it's much better quality. It's still not a very expensive one, but less than 20 bucks. And I've never done any soldering before. I mean, I've done one little thing a long time ago that was, fixing some headphones, and I did an Xbox controller once, no big deal, one solder point, and no problem. Pretty cheap, cheap equipment. And here I am, my 40-inch TV, trying to fix it. I'm like, well, that's an expensive piece of equipment, and I went down to Centennial Electronics. The guy told me, well, we normally fix those for 250 bucks or something like that. I'll do yours for 150, and I'm like, well, I can get the parts I need for much cheaper than that. I think I'll take a shot at it. As it's either going to work or it's not. So if it doesn't work, I said I'll be back. So we're going to test it out now. I just plugged it in. I got the red light on, so I'm going to, remember before it would click and click and click and click, and sometimes it would come on. Eventually, like I say, it clicked for probably 2 or 3 hours. It didn't come on, so I knew it was time to do something about it. So we're going to try it now and see what happens. Lights on. There's one click. And the TV's on. Look at that. See, came on in the first click. Came on right away. That's as fast as it's supposed to come on. Brand new from the factory. That's it. So it looks like a successful soldering job. Replaced the 2 capacitors, and everything is working great. So looks like TV's back to running, so we're good to go. And also a big fuck you to Randall Wright. He's the guy at Centennial Electronics. They kept telling me, oh no, you shouldn't do this by yourself. I need to do it for you for 150 bucks. That's how I make my living. I'm big and fat and ugly, and I do what I do. I rip people off. Well, maybe I'm not saying he rips people off. I take that back. He might not. I think that's a good deal. 150 bucks to fix TV might be a good deal. Not for me, since I was able to do it myself. So, so to all the naysayers and haters, screw you guys. I did actually complete it and get it done. So it's working well right now. Hopefully it stays this way. Wish me luck. Thanks, bye.